Thank you so much for tuning in today. You're listening to The Daily, and I'm your host, Amy Carlin. I recently watched the parable of the talents on BibleVideos.org. In the parable, a man asks his servants to be stewards over his money while he's gone for an extended period of time. He gives the first servant 5 talents. The second servant, he gives 2 talents, and he just gives 1 talent to the third servant. So I wondered how much a talent is. A talent of gold in Christ's time was worth about 6,000 Roman denarii, or a Roman penny. Roman pennies weren't as small as pennies are today. A penny back then was a full day's wages. If you assume that somebody makes about $10 an hour working full-time, they're making $80 every day. So that would make a talent the equivalent of 6,000 times $80. And that's 480,000 US dollars in today's money. Again, that's just 1 talent, 6,000 days worth of work. There are about 250 business days in a year. That means 1 talent represents 24 years worth of work. So the first servant was given almost $2.5 million to take care of. The second servant was given almost $1 million, and the third servant, who only got 1 talent, he still had to take care of almost $500,000. So the first 2 servants double their money while their master is away, but the third servant is really worried about losing this large sum of money that he's been entrusted with, so he hides it in a hole instead of doing anything with it. When their master finally returns, he learns that both the first and the second servants have doubled their talents. They both get told the same thing.
Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
It doesn't matter that one of them makes more than the other does. The point is that they worked with what they were given. Now on to the third servant.
Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered, and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it to him which hath 10 talents.
So the third servant, who got about $500,000, buried it and didn't do anything with it. He gets chastised because he could have at least put it in the bank where it might have earned some interest. Let's say he could have taken out a certificate of deposit for 2.32% interest. If so, he could have made another $125,000. Something I think is important about this story is realizing that there's no need to compare ourselves to others. The first and second servants didn't have their final outcomes compared to each other, only to their own beginnings. We only get measured against ourselves. What is our potential? Where did we start? How can we grow? In the words of Elder D. Todd Christofferson, everyone has gifts. Everyone has talents. Everyone can contribute. Let's always try to work with what we've been given, and little by little, we will grow. Then when we have proven faithful over a few things, we will enter into the joy of the Lord. You can watch the Parable of the Talents on BibleVideos.org. Thank you again for listening today. The Daily is brought to you by The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.